We begin with the large protest outside Dodger Stadium over the decision to honor a controversial group of Pride Night.
Hundreds of people making their voices heard even before the first pitch. Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Fisher live outside Dodger Stadium with more on what has some Catholics so upset. Michelle?
Well, there are thousands, a few thousand people here for this demonstration, a protest. One person telling us, though, it is more like a prayer service or a prayer vigil because they do come with a peaceful message, but they are making their message and their voices heard loud and clear. I'm going to actually step a bit out of the way so you can see what's going on behind me. This is Stadium Way, so a lot of people that are making their way to tonight's Pride events will have to pass this protest on their way to the stadium. This group getting ready to march to the stadium right now around 5 o'clock. They tell me they'll be walking up the street to the stadium, carrying their signs and voicing their message. We also want to take a look at some Air 7 HD video to give you a look of what it looks like overhead and how large this crowd is overhead and what it looks like as, again, a few thousand protesters, many of them Catholics, are marching in response to the group, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, being included in tonight's Dodgers Pride Night.
So let's pray.
So it's important to understand that this is a prayer and not a protest. We're basically praying for the so-called nuns.
This group of a few thousand demonstrators is being vocal tonight about their issues with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence and the group's inclusion in Dodgers Pride Night.
We should be tolerant of everybody. Likewise, they should be tolerant of our faith and our feelings.
Shirts and signs sprinkled in the crowd calling for a boycott of the Dodgers after the team invited the sisters to accept a Community Hero Award as part of tonight's festivities.
What the Dodgers are doing, allowing this group to be here, it goes against the Catholic faith.
If they were to do that with a Muslim group, no one would put up with that.
Sisters telling KABC at last week's Angels Pride Night, the entire house plans to attend tonight's Dodgers game. This after a controversial back and forth that saw the sisters initially invited by team, then uninvited, then finally re-invited amid backlash. Inside the stadium, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts addressing the controversy.
I do think that we should still all be able to coexist. And for me, it just always goes back to loving everyone. And as the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, a baseball team, we welcome anyone that comes through these gates to support our ball club.
Now, Air 7, I understand, is still overhead. You can see the group of demonstrators now making their way up Stadium Way and going to Dodger Stadium again as they carry signs, crosses. They're wearing shirts that say boycott the Dodgers. This just really a tremendous show of support here for Catholics. Back out here live, you can see the demonstrators and protesters as they're making their way, some of them addressing the camera and waving as they make their way up Stadium Way. Our viewers might remember last week's Angels Pride Night and the response that was there. One of the people we spoke with then telling us that they would have a tremendous show of support tonight. Someone was here all the way from Ireland, other individuals from Texas. So we will have another live report coming up at 6 o'clock as we keep an eye on this this prayer here. They want to make it known that it's not a protest, it's not a demonstration. So this prayer here, live from.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.